Again, my name is Master Miguel Lopez, and a little before we were talking about centers and how to find your center of your body and the line of center in your body. And a couple of videos before we were talking about how the line can move, how you move, okay, your center line moves. What I want to talk about now is stepping through a man's center. And in Sun Tzu, it's very important because everything we do, we step through center to get the fight, okay? No 2 points or no single point in space can occupy 2 different points, okay? So if my hand's here, give me your hand, Miguel, and you move my hand out of the way, well, he just took that point in space and moved mine out of the way. So if I'm here, I'm actually on top of his point. I'm not in that point. So if I can actually move his hand, I took over that point in space. This is the concept of stepping through a man's center. You know, step on, so full horse, okay, we were talking about centers, and we talked about how to find centers, which is 2 inches below the belly button, or about 3 inches. If I put a line from his center up to his head and going through his body, his center line, if there was a line, would hit right here at that point on the floor, okay? So the pole, basically, if it was where it's supposed to be, would be resting. His head would be resting on the pole, and the center point would be right here between his legs, okay? We call that a man's center. So, if I were to attack Nicholas, turn this way, get this one so they can see it too, right here. If I were to attack Nicholas and that was his center point, and just to give him a push and a shove, if I were to, what I like about this concept, if I knew this stuff when I played football in high school and stuff, I would have been so much better. Because it's not just used in Kung Fu, it's a universal truth, it's body movement, okay? If I were going to go push Nicholas and try to shove him, and I'm going to use very little energy, and I try to shove him, but I'm this far away from his center point, which is right between, below his legs, or right between his legs, below his groin, and I push from out here, actually I don't have much strength, even with those little shoves, okay? Because he can resist what I push. The problem is I am too far from his center. If I take half a step and get half the distance, okay, and do the same amount of pushing here, when I push, I'm that much more stronger using the same amount of force, okay? This is important. I'm not pushing harder, I'm pushing the same amount of force. When I'm here and I go to push, I am off center now, so I'm also exposed to being pulled off balance. And I am pushing away from the center of my center, so now I am not strong, okay? If I take a half a step, I am now closer to my center and closer to his center to step through. So when I push, it's even stronger, okay? If you take that, the next step is, if I step on that point of center and I push the same amount of energy, I'm even stronger yet. Okay, it moves them even more. But now if you take that concept, now if I go past his center, which is maybe 2 or 3 inches or a foot past his center point right here on the floor, I am even stronger yet. So I take half the distance. As I step through center, I can move this man very easily, and I'm just walking, okay? This is what really blew me away when my Master Gary Druckerman, took me in the back of the store and kind of showed me, there's a story about that, of how he just walked through my center, and it blew me away how he do that, because I took judo. And when I was in judo class, I was the guy that they tried to move, because at that time I didn't have this, I was bodybuilding and stuff, and the master would always use me to move, and the other guys, hey, let me try to move you, Miguel. So I get real strong, and they couldn't move me, couldn't lift me, couldn't get underneath, because I would lower my weight and I'd be so strong. And here comes Master Gary Druckerman, and he just kind of walked right through me and put me up against the wall. And I'm like, how did he do that? To me, it was magic. But when you understand the concept, it's not magic, okay? So when I throw a punch, if I'm this far away, if I take this concept, and I hit from way out here, that's all I got to hit me. Even with twist, turn, and pull and drop, that's all I got, because I'm too far away from the center. If I take half a step, just like a push, and I turn and get the same amount of energy, I'm that much more stronger when I throw a punch because I'm closer to a center. But in the same idea, if I step on that point of center and I throw this punch, now I got so much power, and I'm not even throwing, I'm just taking his point in space with my hips. I'm replacing his hips with my hips, okay? If I step past and through him, this is what we do in Sun Tzu. Turn sideways. If I go and I punch from out here and I hit him, that's all I got to hit him. It only moves him about an inch. In Sun Tzu, we don't practice hitting out here, because then that's how we fight. We practice stopping here. So if I want to hit, I go through the man that far through his head. I don't hit his chin. I hit him behind here, and that's what I'm going for. So go through him to devastate that chin. I don't hit the chin. I hit about a foot behind it. Okay? So in order to do that, I can't do that from out here, because now I'm off balance. I have to step to his center and step through. Sorry, pushing him back. And step through, okay? Center also works like a cross. You have a center that goes this way, right? But you also have a center that goes this way. If he was leaned up against the wall, his center line is coming out of his shoulders and also coming on the sides too, okay? So I don't have to step through his legs in order to go through center. I can step past center by going along the side. Back up here. So if you understand that concept, if he turned, here's that imaginary wall coming out of the sides. If I step here and hit him, did I get to his center? So therefore, that's not a very strong punch. If I step to the side and I step to center and I hit him, it's a little stronger. But now what happens when I step past center? Now I've gone through his center line on his sides, and when I hit him, it's that much stronger, and I'm just stepping and shifting. Imagine if you come in lower, boom, I will devastate him by stepping through centers, okay? When I step through center, a lot of people do this. Coming in, can you hear me? When I step to his center and I go to push him, a lot of people, when they step through centers or when they hit, they're stiff arm. So when I go here to step at your center, I can never get to your center because my arm will not let me. Each time I try, so it gets him a little bit more strength. What I want to do is when I go to hit, I want to collapse my arm. And imagine if that line was a cliff, okay? So I move him back, oh, he's falling on the cliff. This is now when I extend my arm, when he's at the edge of the cliff. Not before. If I go push him here, he's just going to step back, okay? If I take him to the edge of the cliff and I step through center, when he's falling, this is the time I push. That's the time which will really take his strength, okay? Because he no longer has the weight over his hips. It has been extended. So when I step through center, his weight is no longer on his hips. He's already fallen. That's the time that I actually shove, push, and hit, okay? If I hit him here before I get to center, I'm cheating myself of going through the man's center. If I step through the man's center and throw there, you can see the difference in power. Sorry, Miguel. All right. It's very strong, even though I'm using very little energy. And that's what my master, Master Druckmann, says. Maximum power, minimal effort. Minimal effort, maximum power. So you learn to generate as much power as possible with the less energy as possible. So this Sun Tzu is made to fight many men, not just one. So if I'm fighting many men, I don't want to exert myself on one guy, right? I want to end the fight, but I want to get maximum power with a little amount of effort, okay? Understanding this concept of going through centers when you hit, where you punch me on. If I'm here and I hit him here, his sidelines, I never step through center, right? If I'm here and I step past center, when I hit him, you can see the difference. All I'm doing is stepping here, shifting weight. Now I take my weight from here and I'm going to step past center as I come through to just devastate the ribs, which will break it, okay? If he throws and I do this out here, I'm not really devastating. I'll hit him, I'll give him some pain, but I'm not going to devastate him. He throws and I step through, yeah, I got to hold back and I'm perfect, okay? So understand by going through a man's center is completely one of the concepts of what we do. So when we do our lessons, you throw your punch, if I'm staying out here, I never went through his center, right? He throws a punch, I'm staying here and I shift. You can see the difference in power because I'm not hitting or going any stronger. What am I doing? Just stepping through center, which takes his balance, okay? It's a huge concept. When you start understanding these concepts and put it into your workout, how do you devastate, man, okay? So remember that I don't know what this guy knows. I don't know what he does. I don't know what he has. And like I said, there's always somebody out there that might hit you when you zig and you should have zagged. That's what Jerry says all the time. Doesn't mean, it means if I walk into a fire, I may get burned. So if I choose to fight, I may get hit. So I want to get in, really hitting and get out before this man can hit me, okay? This is what Sun Tzu is. Another concept, understanding centers, how to go through a man's center, okay? All right, thank you very much.